Valentine's Day is not easy. Valentine's Day is kind of hard for me because I've been in a long-distance relationship with my partner for 4 years. He's over 5,000 miles away, and we've never been able to spend a Valentine's Day together for obvious reasons. That being said, I thought I would take time today to take myself out on a little Valentine's Day date, because Valentine's is about love, right? And what is included in that but self-love? I just want to go to town today, treat myself to a nice little lunch, maybe do some shopping, just go around, have some fun, take some time to myself, come home, relax. Emphasis on relax, because that is something that I hardly ever do, and that should be a big part of my self-care, is actually forcing myself to relax. Hi, happy Valentine's Day, though I'm sure I already said it. I'm about to head to town, and our first stop is going to be to the library so I can upload this video. Then I'm going to head to the diner, see if I can get a seat, eat some lunch. If not, I'm just going to grab some coffee. Self-care, self-love, self-date, self-goodness. But enough talking. Let's put on some Beartooth, let's put on some Bad Omens, let's put on some Clash, and let's get to rolling. I am one of those people that is the first to preach self-love, self-care, and one of the last to actually put it into practice. And I thought, why not use today as a perfect opportunity to practice what I preach? There is no real concrete plan for what I want to do today. It's more of just treating myself to the things, to the way that I would want to treat my partner if they were here on Valentine's Day. Because the love that we show to our partners, we're worthy of showing to ourselves too. I want to go to town, take myself out on a little lunch date. I'll probably FaceTime my partner during that, have a little chat with them, make it kind of a Valentine's Day date. Hello, I'm home now. Been home now for a while, actually. But self-date day, Valentine's Day out was kind of fun, but now I've come home and I've got plenty of time left during the rest of the day where, honestly, I'm just gonna self-care, self-pamper it up. I'm gonna repaint my nails because, Lord have mercy, sweet Mother Mary of God, they need redoing. I'm gonna put on a little romance movie. I need to go over what I bought so that way y'all can see what I hauled. It isn't that much, but it's still cool. I'm gonna make some cookies, gonna have some cookies while I paint my nails, while I watch a silly little romance movie. I'm sorry, Roddy. You can't have any of these. Hello, it's a little bit later in the day now, but before I go to bed, before I end this video, I wanted to show you the few things that I did get, because like I said, I didn't get very much, but I wanted to show y'all what I got. I stopped in our local bookstore and I got a copy of Book Lovers. The book that I had in the book review video was not my copy, it was a library copy. I don't know if you noticed the post-it note on top covering up the name of my county library. It's a library copy. So I went and I treated myself to one of my new favorite romances on Valentine's Day, because why not? It was good, I enjoyed it, I really want to have my own copy to annotate, and now I do. More importantly, I got another copy of Hamlet. If you didn't know, Hamlet is one of my favorite Shakespeare plays. Do not ask me why, I just really love it. I have several copies of Hamlet already, but I don't have my own copy to destroy. That sounds weird. What I mean by that is, all my copies of Hamlet are nice, pretty editions that are like from the 60s or from the 70s. Some are that are from the 90s, but they're really pretty, and I don't want to mark up with pen and highlighters and, you know, possibly tear out the pages from reading it so much. This will be that copy for that kind of sacrifice. The rest of those will just be pretty copies to put on my shelf and to actually read. Well, I'm gonna read both copies. What I mean is just to take down, admire, read carefully, whereas this one, I'm just gonna be like, what happened in Act 3 again? Claudius, show yourself. That kind of thing. I must have looked a sight at the counter because I showed up with this, a modern, like, TikTok romance, and then Shakespeare. The duality of man. As for the record store, where did I put my crap? As for the record store, though, one of my favorite local stores that I always go into, always support, always buy stuff, even if it's the records that are art supplies. I bought a couple things. Jacques, if you're watching this, I don't know why you are, but if you are, don't watch it for the next 10 seconds. Starting now. I got something for Jacques. It's the Manhattans. I'm not a runaround. He used to always come in the mornings to the JSIV department singing the Manhattans, so I just got him a little single. I'm gonna give it to him when I go back to DC. Okay, Jacques, you're allowed to come back now. As for the other things, I got a couple other singles. I got John Cougar Mellencamp's Golden Gates and Crumbling Down, which, interestingly enough, the last record that he did on this label, the last song that he did on that album is one of my favorite John Cougar Mellencamp songs of all time. Which, if you're curious, that song is Cheap Shot. It's really good. The other two 45s that I got were labeled as just for art pieces, but honestly, I don't really see that much wrong with the disc themselves. So if they play, I'm gonna play them. Because I made sure to get two that were by artists that had songs that I actually liked. The first is Eddie Rabbitt's Step by Step on the A side, and then the B side is My Only Wish. I love Eddie Rabbitt. I love A Rainy Night. Again, one of my favorite songs. The second one is Ray Stevens with The Streak as the A side and You've Got the Music Inside as the B side. Again, if it'll play, cool. If it doesn't, I thought You've Got the Music Inside would be a nice little art piece for someone like me who's obsessed with music. Cheesy? Maybe. Corny? Do I care? Definitely not. The shining jewel in my haul from the record store was this big boy right here. For context, my local record shop, whenever they get new pressings and new stuff, or if they buy someone's collection, they post the stuff on Facebook about, like, this is going into our shop. Look, Lizzo's new record. Look, this old record by Billy Idol. And I saw this record on there, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want it. I don't own it, which is a crime, and I need it. I figured it was gonna be sold, and then that was a few days ago, and it was still there, and so I snatched it up immediately. And you know, I said this on Instagram, but I'll say it here again. Valentine's Day is about self-love and self-care too. And sometimes self-love is just taking yourself out to lunch and buying a Motorhead record. That's right, baby. I bought Motorhead's Ace of Spades. Why I don't own this album already is beyond me. I think we used to, but it got ruined in the 2010 flood. So I am righting that wrong, and I have a brand new copy. Also, can we talk about Phil Taylor on this album being one of the best drummers on an album, like, of all time? Can we talk about that? No? Okay. On another note about this record, like I said, I posted a selfie of me with it on Instagram, being like, you know, self-love on Valentine's Day, blah 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 blah. And my friend, who is a fellow Southerner, fellow Blackbird alumni, left a comment. He left a comment that I'm so mad I didn't think of first, because he's a genius. You know what he said? Screw a Valentine's Day card. The only card I need is... Get it? It's a reference to the song Ace of Spades. The only card you need is Ace of Spades. I was like, Aiden, you're a genius. How dare you? That's all I got from the stores. I didn't plan on it being a big haul. I was just out to have a little fun day out in the town square, and I think I accomplished that. I ate lunch by myself, something that I rarely do. I shopped alone, something I even more rarely do when it's not for errands. Did some self-care. Did some self-time. Had some self-time here at home, and now the day is winding down as we're relaxing. And I'm just thinking in general about Valentine's Day. Like I said at the start of this video, Valentine's Days have been really not hard for me, but they've just been different ever since I've been in my long-distance relationship. Because I feel like it's different when you're single on Valentine's Day versus being in a long-distance relationship on Valentine's Day. It's sort of like being single, because you're alone, but also you're not. And I'm not saying that to complain or say that it's a bad thing, it's just odd. And yeah, it stinks to be able to see couples, like, hanging out together, spending quality time, being extra about the quality time, or the things that they do for each other on that day. And I know there's a bunch of people being like, you should show that kind of love to your significant other every other day of the year. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Regardless of that, it's just not being able to do it in general because of something like distance stinks. Bottom line is, it stinks that they can't be here for me to spoil them, or for them to spoil me however they would wish that they could. In all the yet, I'm more excited in the big picture thinking about when we are going to be able to be together and spend all that time with each other. So while it stinks for right now, my excitement for the future and every day with them in general overrides any of that. And I think that's why I was able to take myself out on a little self-date today, which I'm glad I did. I need to do it more often. Taking time to be with myself today. And I think I really did that. Regardless though, I'm rambling now, so I'm going to get into bed and go to sleep, and sleep off this chocolate coma that I'm in. Whether you're with someone or not, I hope you had a great Valentine's Day. I hope you had a great day in general. And I'm going to tell you something that maybe you've heard it so often today that you're kind of sick of it, but I'm going to tell you anyway, just in case you haven't heard it from anyone else. I love you. Love and peace.